Hello, welcome to Spy Talk, brought to you by NPR. I'm here with my co-host.
That's right, it's Paul. I'm just back from my job as a server. Can I take your order?
Okay, but seriously, welcome to Spy Talk. We're here today again to talk about games this time. Mostly, what draws us into games? What is the driving force? Is it the art, gameplay, whatever? And what... and something...
Just we're basically going to be talking about our most favorite games in no particular order. Again, just what makes them good, why we like them. We're basically just going to take things that we like, describe why we like them, talk about the methodology behind it. It's a nerd cast. What do you want?
Exactly. So, what draws us into games? For me, it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, it has to have a good story, it has to have a good art style. Some amazing music is a plus, but I've played some good games without having any music or good music.
What's can you name one off the top of your head?
Doesn't have any good music?
Yeah.
I can't right now.
I mean, does the last time we talked about Yakuza 0 a lot, or maybe it was the time before that, is that music's not at the forefront, is it?
No, but it has good music in it.
Okay.
In it. The fight music is really good in it. And,
okay, yeah. And of course the karaoke stuff. Gotta get that.
Karaoke.
Sugoi, kawaii.
Kiryu's voice actor must have so much fun with that character.
Oh yeah.
But we'll take it from the main point. Name us, since actually we're already talking about it. Give me your favorite games, music that you really enjoyed, and why.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do the low hanging fruit here, and go with my normal answer. It had to happen sometime. Chrono Trigger's music. I mean, I feel like there's not too much to be said because it's there's probably a third person that I'm forgetting, but it's two of the most legendary composers in JRPGs. You've got Yasunori Mitsuda and then Nobuo Uematsu. And those guys on their own are legendary. I mean, you've got Uematsu with I don't know up until what point he may have stopped, or maybe he's still even going, but he's done some of the most iconic, like, Final Fantasy stuff. You've got, I think he did Dancing Mad. Everybody loves that. He did One Winged Angel. You can never forget One Winged Angel.
Oh, no, you can never forget that.
Yeah, no. He actually, funny story on that. Did you know that he took a lot of inspiration from Psycho when he was writing that track?
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, the iconic Psycho scene with the high strings when the woman's being stabbed in the shower. He took he took that, and then he took the I forget what it's called, the when you go between one note and another note and it makes it sound it sounds just by default like a horror movie. Do you know that progression of notes? I forget, but yeah,
I know what you're talking about, but
can't name it
exactly
right off the top of my head. Music theory stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, just you put the two of those guys together, and I mean, as long as you've got somebody to make sure that they don't get mad at each other and step all over each other's creative feet, although I'm sure they probably wouldn't in the first place. When you mix them like that, there's really no stopping them. It's gonna be platinum. But yeah, it's apart from just being really catchy, Chrono Trigger's soundtrack is absolutely dynamite when it comes to atmosphere, because that's really all that we want from good music in video games, besides, having a boop and jam you can get onto.
Speaking of boop and jams, have you heard of Persona's 4 soundtrack? Or any of the Persona soundtracks?
I've heard, I think the Persona 3 final boss theme, the fight for everyone's souls. I think that's what it's called. Fantastic title, by the way. Yeah, no, I'm not as versed in Persona or SMT as I'd like to be. I wanted to get into Strange Journey, but for some reason it fell off the radar for me, probably because a whole bunch of other games that were fantastic came up. But yeah, I regrettably low amount of experience there.
That's all right. I don't have much experience in it either. I like the music.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I like Chie. All right. Yeah, apart from some good old boop and jams to get your ass in funk mode.
Funky.
It is really about setting up atmosphere, and Chrono Trigger really just has both in spades. I think that there's something to be said about working within boundaries, because certainly with the SNES sound chip it's not terrible. It's not as bad as the Sega Genesis sound chip. Yeah, I know there's some good music, but a lot of it sounds like farting. I'm just telling it the way it is. But yeah, I think there is something to be said about working within the boundaries, because it seems like sometimes when you get away with too much creative freedom, you tend to get a little bit chimeric with your inspiration. Like it starts to just go off in every single direction. It's like, all right, I need some here, I need some here. Now, part of that, obviously, like part of restraining that comes with just being a good artist, and of course, Yasunori and Nobuo Uematsu, that guy,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy man.
That guy, yeah.
Jesus God, I can't believe I forgot that his name. Nobuo, there it is. I mean, while both of them are already fantastic artists, the fact that they came together and worked within the boundaries of the SNES sound chip, like, it's just, it was just too good. It was, there was pretty much no way they could fail. Like, the circumstances were just right. All right, so what about you? Do you have like a game soundtrack that's near and dear to your heart?
I'm surprised you haven't noticed it on my computer screen there, but
No, I did. I wanted to.
You want to hear it? Okay. For me, the Metal Gear Solid soundtracks, pretty much.
Yeah, just like all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I have reasons for it. I grew up playing Metal Gear Solid 2, and that's what got me started on the series. Then I went back to Metal Gear Solid 3, the Metal Gear Solid 1, then when I got a chance, Metal Gear Solid 4, and so on and so forth. But Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and 4 were all composed by the same person.
Oh, yeah. Who was that?
Harry Gregson Williams. While I don't know who the first one is. The first one was a Japanese guy.
Okay. Oh, so well, that's interesting, because like knowing that now, like it adds like another piece to the puzzle of the thing, because I was talking last podcast about last time on Dragon Ball Z. I was talking about how the best is yet to come is actually in Metal Gear Solid 1. Like that's the best is yet to come was what formed basically the theme of Metal Gear Solid 2 in all of its variations.
Yeah.
But it's only there after a couple of playthroughs, so that's really interesting to...
Actually, no.
No?
The best is yet to come is actually played through at the ending sequence.
The ending sequence?
Yeah, the ending titles and credits and everything.
Well, it's only after a couple of playthroughs, though, right?
No.
Because
I recently played through it again I didn't use a new save or anything. First time playthrough, and I actually had the best is yet to come to play.
We are talking about the same track, right?
Oh, that one? No. I thought you were talking about the actual song, The Best Is Yet to Come.
Okay, I may be completely misnaming what I'm talking about, but the tune that I just formulated, or
the main theme?
The main theme, yeah. I really didn't know that was, like, I mean, it exists in Metal Gear Solid 1, but I didn't know that that Gregson Williams, sorry that it's completely juvenile, but for some reason I just laugh at, like, the Gregson and then the hyphenated. I don't know. I have a dumb sense of humor. It's really cool to me that he took like a theme that was in there and he's like, you know what? No, let's bring this to the forefront. And he took some inspiration from that. I really like just building on stuff that you already have.
Yeah, he basically remixed it for Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since we're also talking about more of the music, Metal Gear Solid 3's, Snake Eater is just...
Yeah.
It gets you in the mood to be a secret agent, badass.
I don't want to like just gloss over Snake Eater, but if we're talking about stuff that gets you in the mood to feel like a badass, you can't go farther than Rules of Nature.
I'm drawing a blank on that.
Rules of Nature?
Rules of Nature. I don't know what that is.
You played Metal Gear Rising, right?
I have not played Metal Gear Rising.
Well then.
I have it. I haven't played it yet. I just haven't had the time to. It didn't really interest me. I played the demo of it. I was like, okay, I'm riding.
No, I mean I know it's definitely it is a hard spin-off of the Metal Gear Solid universe, and it's not even the same type of game. But there is some serious some serious additions to the Metal Gear Solid like music Hall of Fame in there. Rules of Nature is probably the most iconic track. I'm really surprised that I don't want to put you down, but like I'm really surprised. I thought that when I said Rules of Nature you would fucking stand up in the air and start doing sword moves.
No. Rising is still on my list to play. I haven't played it yet, so.
Yeah, well, neither have I, so.
I mostly focus on the main series of stuff.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I mean, even though Rising is well, I guess I should be calling it Revengeance. Even though Revengeance is an absolutely incredible title, it's it's a spin-off. It's not even the same genre really.
It's tactical lightning action, right? That's what their tagline is.
I don't even. It's a hack and slash.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually going to go as far as saying that the genre it's a platinum game. Because platinum has
Yep, that's pretty much sums it up.
Yep. Like you got Mighty, what was it? Mighty 101? Was that the one that was No, oh god. Yeah, no, just platinum is certainly its own brand of beat 'em up. They're not to be fucked with. Do not fuck with platinum. They will do some sort of astral finish shit on you and turn you into nothing.
Nothing.
I wouldn't put it past them.
No.
Anywho.
Yeah. Since you always have to interject when I'm trying to explain stuff.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3's Snake Eater is a good one. I don't know if he did Peace Walker or Portable Ops.
Yeah.
I mean, Heaven's Divide is another Metal Gear Solid song that's really good.
I haven't heard that one. Is that from that's from Peace Walker?
That's from Peace Walker.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get on that one.
It's basically Pan's theme. Or basically what's happening with like big bosses fighting for Pan, more or less. I technically Pan's theme is that like Japanese anime thing.
Yeah, well.
We get to fight her at the end. Oh, spoiler! If for an older game that's like what 10 years old.
It's only 50 years old. It's okay.
Well, technically in the timeline, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like what is it? 70s, like 79s, 79, 78.
I honestly the timeline is so intricate. I don't know.
Because I know Metal Gear Solid 5 is the 80s.
Okay.
And basically it happens right after Peace Walker, so.
For some reason I like the timeline or the time frame in which Metal Gear Solid 5 happened has never even occurred to me. I just like I look at it and I look, it's Metal Gear 5 happening. Because it's just, I mean, while it is placed in quote unquote the real world, it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's just it's Metal Gear Solid country.
It's not really out in the middle of nowhere. It's in Afghanistan.
Okay, well. Afghanistan watchers, please don't come to my house and yell at me.
But yeah, That's like one that comes to my mind for music and everything. Has really iconic music. I mean, there's a lot of video games out there that have iconic music. I mean, the Pokemon games, you know the battle theme instantly as soon as it starts. Exactly. Or like Legend of Zelda, as soon as you hear the, well, I'm assuming the nowadays is basically called Zelda's Lullaby, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is basically the main theme anyway.
I thought you were gonna go for the like the overworld theme for
Da, 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 da. All right, we gotta stop before Nintendo decides to copyright us doing parodies.
Yeah, you're right. You're more right than I would prefer, and it makes me uncomfortable to say it. But
it happened to Smosh. They made a parody.
Yeah, let's not. This isn't a takedown cast. Let's not talk about that just yet.
Anyway,
yeah, no, it is up there with like some of the most iconic big game music of all time. Like
another one's Mario's theme.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's that far up, but
yeah, considering he's like the most iconic video game character ever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one. I think Sonic's like Green Hill's theme is like one of the more iconic ones. Like, as soon as you hear, you probably know it instantly.
Yeah, I suppose.
Just name out a whole bunch of games that you should know. If you don't know, shame on you.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh God.
I don't know. I seriously just looked for like you should know this, and it's like I don't know. Just name a barely relevant meme game.
Dream Daddy all the way.
Oh no! There you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you're more up on this shit. Okay.
Doki Doki Literature Club is a bit more close to that or newer.
Yeah. Oh God, Dream Daddy.
Any other iconic game songs you can think of, or games that you can think of have iconic songs?
Oh boy. It's not okay. It's not like industry spanning iconic, but so far away in Red Dead. Like it's not like the main theme of the game, but it started to become like the arc theme for John Marston after a while. Like it's his song almost.
Yeah, I completely agree. That is just like John Marston's theme.
Yeah, it started to like it just started to be his, what did I say, arc? His arc theme?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, whatever. Like most of the soundtrack is instrumental and, you know, decent stuff. But then you pass into Mexico and it's, you know, the beginning of like an, I don't know, that's not like the half point, but it's like the beginning of Act 2, I guess.
Pretty much.
And it's like, yo, you're in a foreign land. This is it just, you know, again, it's about setting the tone. It sets the tone beautifully, and you just start riding as hard as you can, like in the middle of night in the rain, and you just get them feels.
Yeah,
you get them feels going. Oh man,
Red Dead was such a good game.
Yeah, I can honestly say that I don't have much knowledge on like the soundtrack there, but it's just, you know, it's Red Dead. You know it's going to be good.
Yep.
Oh.
That was about 20 minutes of us talking about video game music.
That's all right. It's going to happen.
All right. Let's move on to the next point that we're trying to make with this. Art. Any visually stunning games that you've played recently that are just like, wow.
Okay. Well, obviously, I think, okay. Obviously, to me, at least.
Did you say Chrono Trigger again?
No, not this time. Recently, the standout in art design has got to be Cuphead.
Oh, yes. It's really good.
You played Cuphead?
I haven't played it yet, but I've seen it. I just know it. And
yeah.
It's all hand-drawn animations. That's why it took so long to actually come out. Yeah,
I need to, that's another one that I haven't played I'd like to get my hands on, but I already know everything that I need to know about the art design just from, even from looking at a trailer, like I've actually gone and looked at like some of the behind the scenes stuff because it's really good looking stuff and it's really way out there, outlandish design.
I really love the 1930s aesthetic to it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't exactly draw me in so much as it makes me want to watch it more. But at the same time, like it's like, okay, now I need to see how it feels. I know that it looks absolutely flippin' gorgeous, but I need to get in there and touch it.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I was aware of how that started sounding.
My.
I got the. It's about the same. It's about the same sentiment though, because. Yeah, that is some super impressive art design. Before that, I guess it goes back to Bastion. I think Supergiant made that. Was that Supergiant, or did they make?
I never played it. I know what you're talking about. I never actually played it. I don't know who made it. I'm just gonna look it up really quick while you're going off your tirade and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been too long since I've played it because I played it way back. Like, I played the crap out of it. But you get some of these...
Yeah, Supergiant.
It was Supergiant, okay. I mean, I guess I could really say Supergiant as a company because you got Pyre and then Fury and just, like... There's something to be said about that like, kind of looks like it's been painted, but it's still crisp. And it's 3D, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a pretty game.
Yeah, I mean, I know that okay, music is kind of a fallback for me, but you get stuff like Fury where it looks gorgeous and it looks like it feels really smooth and good to play. I actually have played it and I can say that it is. And then you have that, and then it's plus Carpenter Brute, and man. That is a recipe for success right there. You listen to any Carpenter Brutes?
No, I have not.
They did he was one of the guys who did the Hotline Miami 2 soundtrack.
Oh.
Yeah, and that oh god, there's another thing that I could talk about for longer than the soundtrack actually is, which is like 2 hours. Oof.
One of these times I'll just let you loose on a stream to talk about stuff.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what we do here anyway? Yeah, well,
yeah.
We're kind of keeping to a structure here, but this is one of the ones.
We have main points that we just like go off of quite a bit.
Yeah,
and sometimes Paul just goes on and on and on.
Well, I mean, they're seeds, right? They're seeds for a conversation.
They are,
right.
And you're better at conversing than I am.
Ah, well.
But
so what do you got on visual design?
Visual design, ooh. There are like a lot of beautiful games out there. I'm not gonna lie with that. Like,
yeah.
Recently, Horizon Zero Dawn was just a beautiful masterpiece of a game.
I keep hearing that, but for some reason I had zero interest in playing it.
I haven't played it yet either, but I just like the way the world looks and everything.
Huh.
Like you could literally take a snapshot of any part of the game, like no matter what, and it would make an awesome background.
I believe that. The thing is, I also believe that about Breath of the Wild.
We're not going to talk about Breath of the Wild right now.
Okay.
We'll say that for different podcasts.
Yeah, no, cut it off. Break the wire.
But there's some recent ones I thought about right there. Another recent one I just started playing was Monster Hunter World.
Yeah. That is... You're digging into pretty much like... You're digging into just like... weird, crazy anime schizotech stuff there, but that is an aesthetic in and of itself, and not a bad one.
Very true. More simplistic design, I would have to say, would be Portal.
Portal?
Yeah. Think about it. You're in an all-white, basically, thing.
Okay.
You're just... the simplicity of it, that's why I think it's important. Because it conveys that you are a test subject. You're... in here.
Okay, you know what? I can get behind that. I also, I mean, as far as visual design goes, I was more of a fan of the second one because it takes the concept it takes the visual concept from the first game and then breaks it down. It's like, all right, now everything's super fucked up, and you can peel away the edges even more thoroughly than in the first one. But I never thought of it like that. Yeah, it really is, sterile white nothingness, and it's meant to be like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Even the simplest things are like sometimes the most awesome.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
What
Keep
other
it simple,
games?
stupid.
Exactly. What's that from?
Keep it simple, stupid. Oh, that phrase is older than either of us.
I know. I know it's there, but I always heard it from someone. But whatever.
Yeah.
I can't think of any more like I really want to talk about for art because there are a lot that are amazing. Basically, any Crisis, not Crisis. Yeah, Crisis. The first one.
What stood out to you about the visual design of Crisis?
How amazing it looked for its time.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's more graphics than visual design, though, isn't it?
I was sort of putting it all into one.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
I mean, we're talking about visual design. Rapture in BioShock was probably a really good one.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. No. There's. Yeah. There you go. Now I'm ready. Yeah. No. I gotta. That advanced Art Deco really, really, really helped with putting that game on the map. I mean, like it's got a lot of other good stuff, and it's got that great twist that everyone should know, but we're not going to say. And
would you kindly elaborate?
Fuck you. But yeah, they didn't skimp on visual design either. They also had really, really incredible sound design.
Very.
Yeah.
Like first time you meet a Big Daddy.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
that sticks with me for a while.
I mean, I guess really all what all of this is coming together for both of us is just
we're audiophiles.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Just like I think that what all of these points are coming down to for us is what creates good atmosphere, because I think that's what grabs us both in a game.
Yeah. Atmosphere is definitely a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for good gameplay there. I mean, EDF, there's a game that has absolutely no atmosphere unless it's one of absolutely stifling incompetence. But I'll play that game as soon as I get out of here because the gameplay is just too damn good and I laugh at it. But yeah, that probably is what makes the best games, is the atmosphere.
Very true. I can't think of any other games that were visually stunning that stuck with me for a while.
Well, I am gonna.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably one that's visually stunning too, for being in a desert.
Yeah, no. When you get like a really good American rural landscape, like if you really capture the beauty of the Southwest or even the Northwest or the Northeast, like in what was it? The Walking Dead season 2, where you had the like all the pines and the snow and everything.
I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I haven't played the Telltale version of the games.
Nah, that's all right. You should jump on that first one at least. But
I already know how it ends, so
yeah. Well, that would put a bit of a damper in it, but how it gets there is still decent to look at. And it makes you feel feels, man.
You got the feels.
But yeah, to get back to the point, the properly capturing the feel of the actual like American outback, or however you want to put it, like really getting the feel of American wildlife and landscape. We live in a beautiful country. I mean, there are a lot of stains on it, but what wilderness we have left it'll touch your soul. And yeah, you get a little look into that with some of Red Dead and Red Dead 2, and it's great stuff.
Here's one that I think you'll agree. Oblivion.
I'm actually going to contest you on that, because I have another similar beef. I think that this is something that I think that this was a decision that was caused by executive meddling. But do you know what Cyrodiil originally was as far as landscape?
No, I don't.
It was actually a jungle. In Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, it was maybe even in 3. The Cyrodiil was actually a damp and dense jungle. And I don't if you can believe it, like, it was probably caused by executive meddling, and like maybe it's like, hey, we need to make this a European forest so that we can cash in on the Lord of the Rings fandom. I think that that's basically the reasoning behind it, so that we could make more money. And
So you're looking at it from a super fan point.
I know, I know, but it's interesting because that was the decision made. But the way that they actually did it in world is they didn't just retcon it; they cosmically retconned it. Do you know what that means?
No, explain it.
They had a god change it.
Ah,
They I don't remember exactly which god or when. Like, it may have been in the Third Age or something, or
I think it'd probably be the one who's mad. I can't remember his name right now.
it wasn't Sheogorath. It was
Are you sure? It seemed like he's something he would do.
no.
Just for the lulz.
No, he didn't do it just for the lulz. He actually
Shogora. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
like God. It was some deity just looked down at Cyrodiil and said, I think this would be better if it was European forest. Everybody's like really damp, and there's monkeys and shit everywhere. Let's make this a forest, and he just changed it, and everybody just had to deal with it. It's, man, I do enjoy like creative executive meddling, like creative censorship. Like, I was always a fan of in One Piece, I forget the guy who smokes all the time. Is that Kanji? What's his name?
I don't know. I don't watch One Piece.
Neither do I. But like, there's a guy who always has he always has a cigarette. He like in every scene he has a cigarette, and they're like, "What do we do about this? We can't show a cigarette in this somewhat kids show." And they turned it into a lollipop. Every time he takes it out of his mouth, he'll learn that it's actually a lollipop, and the end isn't on fire. Like, I love the creative stuff like that, but this is one of the weirder examples.
Yeah, very weird. But aside from the retconning and everything, I just think about it. The first time you go out of the sewers is just you're introduced into an open world where you basically do anything.
I did like have to say, like, this is how it grinds my gears. But on the other hand, like, even more so than Skyrim, which arguably looked better, it is a really
They did the AIs. They did the models better in Skyrim, but everything's just wintery stuff. It's not as diverse as Oblivion was.
And that's what I was getting to. Is basically, like, even though graphically it may have improved in overall quality, the landscape is just more fun and more lush and more colorful and just more enjoyable in general in Oblivion. Yeah. I won't disagree with that.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
You violated my mother.
Oh, gamer poops.
Well, bang, okay. Yeah, what?
I like your ass.
You're lying, Morgan.
No, I like your ass. Gamer poops are awesome.
They're terrible, but I can't stop watching.
I know. I really enjoy the Mass Effect ones on those.
I actually didn't watch most of the Mass Effect ones because for some reason, now this may be completely ridiculous, but I was like, I don't want to be spoiled for Mass Effect 3 because I do enjoy the series, but I haven't gotten onto it yet, and I had like some motivational problems because, like, the ending is supposed to be complete horse shit. Should I really play it? But for some reason, that didn't stop me from caring about spoilers, and for that reason, I never watched them. I know that's probably super dumb because, they're all about space fucking, but I, for some reason, that stopped me from watching the gamer poop Mass Effect 3 stuff.
Has some good parts in it.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
Any other arty things you can think about for games that you want to talk about?
We did mention The Walking Dead Telltale stuff, and I gotta say, I mean, it does look good, but I'm just saying more as an aesthetic overall. I really like the line drawn 3D stuff, like you got Borderlands and pretty much everything that they did, besides everything that Telltale did, besides like their old Jurassic Park stuff and the.
They did Jurassic Park stuff.
Yeah, like way before they reached like universal success with the Walking Dead stuff. They did one that had to do with Jurassic Park. I don't know. I never really took a look at it, but
is that the one where it's like really crappy?
I mean I gathered that it wasn't fantastic because it was like a prototype of. I think they tried to make it too much game and not enough interactive story, because really that's what they're selling is a good interactive story.
Yep, that's the one I was thinking of. Jurassic Park the game.
Oh, it's just called Jurassic Park the game. Great.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know that it's going to be good when there's absolutely no subtitle.
Yep, it's a really low score. I thought 6 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we sort of like glazed over the next topic with gameplay. But
yeah.
Any games that are just like revolutionized gameplay and everything for you?
Mostly I don't have anything where it's like I don't have anything really stand out where it's like the gameplay is absolutely groundbreaking unless it subverts the gameplay. The first thing that comes to my mind is stuff like Undertale, where it makes you think that it's going to be more of a traditional RPG, and then it goes full interactive story on you. I guess it's like this with a lot of RPG Maker games, but Undertale was something that really just took the world by storm, or at least the internet by storm. And people aren't exactly hip to the RPG Maker scene, so they come in, see, oh look, I'm level 1, I have money. This is going to be what? This is going to be like Earthbound or Final Fantasy or something like that. And it's just no, it's just a bunch of kooky characters and life-changing choices. So yeah,
I still haven't played Undertale.
That's fine. We're young.
Oh, it's just something that didn't look like it would appeal to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really the only appeal that there is it's got a decent story, but it's filled with good characters and good music.
I know the music part. Like I always hear remixes on Spotify of it, but
yeah, Megalo whatever Vania.
So many times.
Yep.
So much.
And really, that's not even the best song. Come at me. But yeah, it's. I feel like in order to have something to really write home about for gameplay that can draw me in, it has to either just be a really good example of. It has to either be a really, really solid example of a genre. It has to be a very interesting hybrid that we've never seen, like Rocket League, racing plus soccer. It's a hell of a hybrid.
I mean, ATV 3 did it.
Did they?
They had a hockey thing.
Okay, well, shut my mouth, but...
There's a lot of games that actually did it before Rocket League did it.
Well, you know what?
And Rocket League just sort of popularized it.
Yeah. No, well, that's what I'm saying. It either has to be something that hasn't been done before. It has to be a really... Yeah. It has to be a really solid example of a genre, or it has to subvert the player's expectations on what the game is going to be about. I mean, if it's not those three, I don't honestly have that much to say about it, unless we're talking about completely...
excuse me.
Unless we're talking about completely new emerging genres like I don't know, VR shooters and crap like that. That's not that new, obviously, but...
Yeah, it's a lot more polished now, but it's definitely not new.
Yeah.
Come on, we all remember the Game Gear. No, that's the wrong thing. What's it called? The Nintendo something. What is it?
Zapper?
Virtual Boy.
Oh, the Virtual Boy? Okay. Because I mean, yeah, VR shooter wasn't exactly the smartest thing on like on like emerging genres when you have light gun shooters that go back to like Duck Hunt and earlier.
Screw that dog.
Yeah. I think that there was wasn't there like a port version where you could shoot the dog but it ends the game?
I don't think so. I don't know.
That may have just been a bootleg.
Or just probably a PETA bootleg.
Yeah.
Speaking of PETA games, they're so stupid. Don't ever play any of the PETA games.
Yeah. Don't even get involved with PETA unless you want pain. Like, really.
Yeah, they. I mean, I am against harming animals, but I don't go to that extent of.
Yeah. I mean, it's just another sad example of something that started off with good intent and then turned into a complete disaster. And you know what? In this case, I'm not even mad if PETA tries to talk to me about this, because I'm not angry about getting PETA angry.
I'm not either. But for me, gameplay wise, I'd say Portal was actually one of those ones that was revolutionized.
You know what? You're not wrong there. That was, I mean, that again is kind of just it's kind of just a hybrid game, because it's like an FPS puzzle sort of.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's simplifying it quite a lot, but yeah. No, that actually is another one that was actually done before. Technically, there was a little indie game called Narbacular Drop, and I don't know if they like went to the devs of it and then asked them like, "Hey, can we completely use this?" But that is another one. Did you hear about that Narbacular Drop? It's like,
no, I never did.
I think that it's pretty much the same concept all around, except instead of being like a test subject and using like an experimental portal gun, you're just like a witch in a dungeon or something like that. You're like an anime magical girl, and you create like portals to drop monsters into lava and crap like that.
Cool.
And of course, it's nowhere near as polished as Portal, and it's not even based on like a grid design, which is one of the things that, like that Snap 2 grid design and the editor, that's really what made Portal work as well as it did. Like having everything be exact and grid-like.
Yeah. Let's see. More gameplay stuff that stands out recently. That's a hard one, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the kind of guy I suspect that you are as well. The kind of guy who can talk on and on about the art design of a game and the direction of it. But when it gets to gameplay, it's like, it's a shooter.
We're not going to talk about shooters because they're all pretty much the same. You aim people, you shoot. Headshots don't do insta kills. And difference in anything, Titanfall sort of like changed that a bit.
Yeah.
Then Call of Duty tried to copy it, and they did a horrible job of it.
I mean, what really, in your opinion, what got like the shooter formula down perfectly?
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye? I was going to say Doom.
I guess.
Well, okay, no, you know what that is? That's Doom is just the one that.
If you're talking about like, if we're gonna go along those lines, then probably Wolfenstein.
The first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was thinking more like PvP shooter and everything.
Well, okay, yeah, no, that's
GoldenEye was like the one of the best games to do that.
That's the one, yeah. It's, you know, if you look back on it now, with like knowing now what you know about Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, you wouldn't expect the N64 would have had so many good shooters. It's strange, really.
Well, back then they weren't as, uptight as they are now.
Yeah.
I mean, Conker's Bad Fur Day came out on the N64.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
I mean, I wouldn't say exactly that they've gone uptight. They are more corporate now, but I mean, Nintendo has always been like the game corporation. But
yeah.
in the oh god, ow, cat.
Anyway, you're saying about Nintendo, or
yeah, I wouldn't say that they're uptight now, but in the same. No, what was I trying to? Okay, they may have been uptight a little bit in the past, maybe decade or so, but I think that creatively they did start to loosen up recently because maybe it's just that maybe I'm just giving them credit because they've had some absolutely incredible games come out, but when for a while they seemed to be doing most of the same thing, and they tried the Wii and it didn't work as well as they wanted to. But then you have some really wacky ideas, like they Mario Rabbids. They made an XCOM ripoff featuring. I mean, it's a good one, but they made an XCOM game featuring Mario and Rayman minion creature things.
I feel sort
and
of bad
it was
for Rayman.
good.
Yeah,
They've like I would say that they're creatively they were maybe a bit uptight for a while, but they've let some really wacky ideas fly, and it has not failed them. It has not failed them nearly as much as it has gotten them praise. I mean, who expected Mario Odyssey? Nobody expected Mario Odyssey, and furthermore, nobody expected it to be as goddamn good as it was. Because this is exactly what I said when I saw it coming out. Like the first trailer. Are these motherfuckers actually making Sonic 06, but it features Mario and it's good? Because that's what I saw. And I never expected that. Like I still haven't played it and I really want to, but I just don't have the money for a console. But even seeing the announcement just blew my fucking mind. It's so wild.
it is.
They're going to do they're a brave new world over there. They're doing some incredible stuff.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else. Gameplay?
For gameplay wise, yeah.
Because everything's basically now the same.
There's a lot of like subgenres, and everything is well, not everything is unique, but there's a lot of very unique stuff out there. But in the same way, the more the things change, they stay the same.
Yeah. I mean, basically every single Call of Duty is the same.
Well,
World War II is basically a throwback to what it used to be, but it's still not a...
Yeah.
But...
Let's not even talk about World War II. Not because we feel like we're going to talk about it forever, but just because it's too sad.
But yeah, basically every single shooter is the same. They can rebrand it whatever they want. It's going to be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not as fun as it was back when they're still being used or new and whatnot. Every fighting game is more or less the same.
Oh, that's not true. That's just patently untrue. You watch Evo?
No, but I'm just saying.
I do understand that they start to feel the same, but you do have to be like really into the genre before you start noticing the differences. That being said, from an outsider's perspective, I can understand how it's just like, yeah, no, this is just that other game, but I like the characters less.
I wasn't putting it in that way. I'm just saying you fight each other till you get knocked out and there's a new round.
Okay, no, I misunderstood. I apologize.
But,
yeah, not much change on that formula.
Yeah, basically every single formula is the same nowadays.
Yeah.
Survival horror, well, nowadays it's just jump scares. It's like, oh yeah, you can't fight back. You just have to run. Jump scare. Oh no, jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the last person. Run. Amnesia did it pretty well though.
Yeah.
But basically, like Outlast now, like some of those are ones that are coming to mind because they're considered like really scary. I can play through the first Outlast really quickly, and I noticed that all it is just jump scares, hiding and jump scares. Yeah. Outlast 2 is sort of like a bit different, but still, it's just jump scares. Mm. They gotta really deviate from the formula more often nowadays.
It's not a newer game, but a game that I think that you should maybe take a look at, which is low on the jump scares and really, really high on the like just creepy and uncomfortable stuff, is Rule of Rose. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've seen some gameplay of it. It just doesn't seem like something that I'd be interested in.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of drag a bit, but Rule of Rose really grabbed me with just like you get this kind of Lord of the Flies vibe, and just like there's a lot of child on child violence, like more than you'd think, and like social hazing and creepy New England shit. I don't know. It's just it's a rockin' good time, but man is it actually terrifying on like a personal level.
I mean, there are a lot of actual scary games. Like you've tried Fatal Frame? Fatal Frame 2?
Oh god, no. You know, I actually am way more into games that have horror elements, or like they're horror but also another genre, because when it's a game that's just about scaring yourself, I actually usually just duck out. Like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, stop talking about that, please.
Yeah.
But go on, finish your thought about that.
I can't just sit and wait for the jump scare, because I'm going to like have a panic attack.
Yeah. Horror games. There is another topic we should just talk about for a while, one of these times. Just basically go on a whole long thing of horror games.
Yeah, talk about what doesn't make a horror game.
Yeah. Maybe someone will listen. Maybe.
Me.
Character interaction. What? Any games that you can think about that have like awesome character interaction, like actually feel realistic, or feel like they're buddies or enemies?
I am going to say, have you played Fear?
I have not. I know about it.
Okay.
But continue on.
Fear, in so many words, has maybe not my favorite like enemies to fight, but the smartest enemies. How do I put this? Like, they have not only is the AI really good, it's really believable.
Okay.
It's called Fear because it stands for like, it's like an acronym for some sort of tactical team or something. It's a like First Encounter Assault Recon, I think it is.
I think so too.
But really, it's just a cheesy acronym to show you that it's also a horror game.
Yeah,
because it is. But for the most part, it's about the action and about fighting super soldiers. And I got to tell you that while it's not the greatest in every single way, as far as satisfying AI to fight, it's maybe the best.
All right.
It's I mean, I know that we talked about character interaction, and the biggest array of interaction that we're talking about here is shooting and punching, but and most of them aren't actually characters. As a matter of fact, they're so not characters that most of them are even clones. That being said, however, I watched like a video on this about a week ago, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. I even took up Fear again, and it really shows that one thing that enemies usually don't show in a game, AI enemies usually don't show in a game unless it's part of the story, is fear. Self-preservation. Usually when you walk up behind a guy and like flub a stealth kill or start hitting him, they're going to turn around and try and kill you right back. Now, because you have the upper hand, it's probably just going to be you killing them. Unless you're really low on health and you're an idiot. But if you come up behind a guy in Fear and start like shooting and don't immediately kill him, he's completely rattled. And he will immediately run to cover while blind firing everywhere. Because even though these guys are, like a bunch of nameless, faceless super soldiers, they're people. They're still actually people, and it's so weird that this game that's about Mr. John Fear, Space Marine. He's not actually, you know what I mean. This Mr. Shoot Man who goes and shoots a bunch of people, a bunch of nameless, faceless grunts. How they are some of the most human enemies that you actually fight in like just a knockdown, drag out FPS arena, because they really do react well. There's a whole bunch of technical stuff that goes into it, a bunch of words that I don't want to try and remember because I'm going to sound really dumb. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna end it there. That jumps out at me as being good character interaction, because while it's incidental to the game, well, okay, it's not incidental to the game, but while it seemed incidental to the topic, it's really not, and it makes for some of the best shooting, like some of the best FPS action in that time decade, I guess, in like the 5 years around its release. That was really roundabout, but I believe in it.
All right. I'm pretty sure anyone who listens this far knows what you're talking about, so don't worry.
Yeah.
For me, character interaction.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to listen to this later and not know what I was talking about. Anyway, go ahead.
But for character interaction, for me, there's a couple games that sort of stick out a bit for that. BioShock Infinite sort of had good character interaction with Booker and Elizabeth.
Yeah, I never thought that people were always up in arms about like escort stuff, but when your companion can hold their own and also occasionally helps you out with stuff,
yeah, it's good.
It actually starts to form like more. You start to care about them when they can do fucking anything.
Exactly. Unlike worthless escort missions like Ashley, but
that's you mean worthless escort games?
Yeah.
No, that's like I'm okay with it because there's like an inherent cheese to it, maybe just because of the voice acting, but I'm completely over it at this point. It's still a pain in the butt, but it's like I'm used to it's a
water room.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's the hardest part on professional, no matter what you say. I can get through any other part of the game easily, but the water room on professional is where I always have trouble.
For some reason, even though that's maybe the hardest part of the game, I absolutely love the water room. Like I know what it is? It's just this one time when I think it was on professional, and I had a shotgun or something like that. What's the chrome shotgun, the one that you get after the normal pump. And I was like down to like 10 shots or something on that. Pretty much nothing anywhere else except maybe a little bit in the pistol. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die if I don't huddle up somewhere. So I head into like one of the switch rooms that I completely forgot existed, because the water room is like a really big arena. And just sit on like a switch or something waiting for somebody to come in the room. And I swear to you that I waited for like a minute and a half pointing my gun at the door. I counted even. And as soon as I lowered the gun, it fucking bursts open. And I just near about shit myself, had a heart attack. That water room, man, memories.
Memories were made there. Ashley was killed multiple times.
Yep.
Liam made out a few times, but we got through it eventually.
So yeah, anything besides like what stood out to you about Elizabeth? Was it just the fact that she was actually competent, or
she was a competent person? She made it feel like she was real in a sense. Like she wanted to go somewhere, she wanted to do something with her life, and not just do what Booker wanted. And she's also rebellious and all that stuff. Yeah, no, she was
she was kind of an actual character, and it's interesting when you don't, because she's not a terrible escort character, you don't immediately hate her, and she also has good characterization. So yeah, while I wasn't a huge fan of, now that was a game that I actually didn't finish by choice because I just wasn't a fan of where the game was going in direction. I like, it seemed like it started to go more towards more towards what you talked about, like the shooter formula, and farther away from BioShock 1 or even System Shock. And I wasn't doing with that. I think that it was when I finally got to an upgrade station and there was no aesthetic change to the gun. It was like, yep, dropped. Because I wanted to put some stupid gears on my shotgun, you know?
Gears.
But yeah, I can say for sure that Ashley was no. That Elizabeth was actually a good character, which was something that I wasn't expecting, to be honest.
Yeah. Another one that sticks out would be The Witcher 3.
What exactly about The Witcher 3?
Just some of the interactions that Geralt has
Ah.
with like anyone. Like you can be a wise ass sometimes with him, and he's just like, it feels awesome because you're a super powered person. You're just talking to people, and they're like, oh, blah 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 blah. I hate you. He's like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I could kill you. I wanted to.
So that's more world building, or is it just
the way that Geralt? I keep saying Geralt. Geralt. Okay, Geralt.
Gary the Witcher.
Yeah, Gary the Witcher.
There we go.
He it's the way he interacted with the world around him, with people around him and everything. That's something that stood out for me for the game.
Is that? Sorry, go ahead.
No, what were we gonna ask?
Is that another game where it's like you can kill anyone? There are no essential characters.
I believe there are some essential characters, but obviously, if you try to kill them, you might not be able to win. But
okay, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying is like you got a game where there's essential characters, and it's like this, just you have the power to shoot them, but if you shoot them, you can't, or like
looking at you, kids in Skyrim.
In worst case, they just don't die, and they fucking just look at you and say mean things. But
another traveler here to lick my father's boots.
God, you've been to the Cloud District. Yeah, but I do appreciate if there are some essential characters. I do appreciate it when it's just like, oh, you can't shoot them, or oh, you shoot them, but they don't die. I do appreciate when it is a world that tries to be like that, but then when you get to an essential character, you just can't kill them because they're in like a place of enormous power. They're in a position of enormous power, or they're just too strong generally. Like I do like the interesting ways that people get around that.
Yeah. All the mods exist for a reason.
Yeah. All right, what's our next thing?
We're just over an hour now, so I think it would be a good time to end it for now.
Well, you know what? That's as good a stopping point as any. Yeah. Good old Gary.
Gary, yeah, Gary the Witcher. Call him that from now on.
After this, what I'd really like to do is just get into a nice big tub of hot water and put my feet right up in front of the camera.
All right.
Now, you don't remember that? Or are you trying to push it out of your mind?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, there's just a lot of very good nude content of Gary, Mr. Gary the Witcher.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I gotta say is yeah.
All right. Enough talking about Gary's dick. Let's.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit that like button, subscribe. If not, that's all right. We still enjoy shooting the shit for an hour or so.
Yeah.
But yeah. Remember, if you guys want to like get in touch with Paul for like voice acting or anything like that, because he has that golden voice, hit me up. I'll let him know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next podcast, which will be next week. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.